And welcome into the Outsider Sports Hockey Podcast. I'm Ben Mandel, joined by Mike Dykunzak and Tom Leone. Another week of hockey as we had our first week of hockey officially in the books. Great opening weekend, great opening night, lots of great games. Tom, our teams in the area aren't doing too great, huh? I know the Rangers are they're not too bad. They look okay, but the Devils 1-1-1 is not what Mike and I were looking for through the first couple of games, but some other big issues throughout the National Hockey League, and it's injuries. The Montreal Canadiens saw Kirby Dach. He's going to be done for the year. Luke Schenn of the Nashville Predators is going down for 4 to 6 weeks, and then Brandon Tanev, same timeline as well for the Seattle Kraken, out 4 to 6 weeks. So already we are seeing the injury bug hit. A few teams going down some big pieces. Guys, how big are some of these losses? I know Tanev for the Kraken, he's a bottom six forward, but I know we've all seen what Tanev can do during his time with Pittsburgh.
I think Kirby Dach's the big one for me because I just feel like I know Montreal doesn't have a lot of expectations, but I just think like the development of the team like itself, he's such a big part, And in order for a team to grow and accelerate their rebuild, they need the players on the ice. Like imagine Jack Hughes missing a year. He wouldn't be Jack Hughes what he is now. So that's to me the one that stuck out to me the most because not only am I a big fan of betting Kirby Dach, but he's just an underrated player.
Yeah, I'm joining on with Tom. It's exactly who I was thinking of too. Kirby Dach is probably the biggest ones that you've mentioned because there's so much young talent on that team, and it revolves around Dach and the other talent that they have. So, and Montreal's trying to be relevant and try to move up in the ranks with the young talent they have, and losing Dach for a season kind of sets them back a little bit, or it does not help them improve in taking that step. So yeah, I definitely think Dach out of all those injuries is probably the big massive one. But it is crazy the injury bug that's starting to hit already.
Yeah. Right. And Luke Schenn, too, that one I don't want to just completely gloss over because, look, the Predators are a team we saw against Tampa Bay. They want to be competitive. They think they're going to be competitive. Luke Schenn, that's a big piece. And, Barry Trotz is not happy to be losing him early.
I guess I should have said that was my biggest one because I picked them to make the playoffs. So,
I mean, hey, I don't know if Luke Schenn's going to derail that, especially just 4 to 6 weeks. He'll be back by Thanksgiving or like around the holidays. He'll be fine. But, for the Predators, it is definitely a blow. There has been some excitement, though, and probably nothing more electric than Austin Matthews going out there and getting a hat trick in not only the opening game of the season, but the second game of the season as well. He didn't score in game 3, but 6 goals through the first 3 games for Austin Matthews. No assists. It's not passing the puck. Is he the NHL's Kobe Bryant at this point, the way he just doesn't pass?
He's turning into it. He just puts the puck. He just puts the puck in the net. That's
like he gets it done. He gets it done.
If I had to choose one guy to just score, I think I'd choose Matthews without a doubt.
I think it's crazy that
onto my head.
First of all, I just think that me and Tom would be the ones to bet on Austin Matthews in game 3 and he would not score. That's just how we roll out around here.
It's exactly how we roll.
Ben, just to bring MLB into this, when Matt Olson was on like a 15-game hitting a home run streak, me and Tom took the 16th game and he didn't hit a home run for like 10 consecutive games. Me and Tom have a serious curse, but besides the fact, Austin Matthews, what I find.
Well, did you guys also bet Bedard to score opening night?
I didn't.
We didn't, but Justin
I did.
Our buddy
I
Jay,
did.
and then he scored first the next night.
Very nice.
Yeah, I was so mad. he that was the one leg of my 4 leg that didn't hit.
That sucks, especially when the next night he scores the first goal like 4 minutes in. That's the worst.
It's usually how it goes.
Yeah, but we will get into Chicago a little bit more. I do want to talk about, though, the Boston Bruins on top of that. I know the Matthews hat tricks, great, but the Boston Bruins, they've looked pretty good so far to start the year. I know, not necessarily the greatest competition, but they still have Swayman. They still have Ullmark in goal. The defensive core is still practically the same, and they still have Pastrnak and Marchand. Guys, is Boston legit? Are they still as good as they were? And by that, I mean, are they still a playoff team? Just because I figure, really, the top 3 in each division at this point are going to be interchangeable.
Well, I'll give you a betting story for me about Boston. I can't stand them, but I had a four leg parlay where I hit 3 out of 4 guys, and the last guy who didn't hit was Marshawn, who decided to pass to an empty net to Pastrana. So, yeah, that really
Love
pissed me
it.
off. That made me hate Marshawn even more. I can't buy in after 2 games though. To
That's why he's
answer your
got the
question,
C.
yeah. But no, 2 games I can't buy in yet. I think eventually the age and just the lack of talent is gonna and the lack of scoring is gonna catch up to them.
Yeah, I agree with Tom. It's kind of too early to tell, right? I mean, you even said yourself, and the competition they play, like it's not really like, oh, like Boston's might be the same thing, right? But at the same time, you mentioned it, Pasta, Marchand, these are 2 veteran guys that they're always to keep their team in. The defensive side of things is still practically the same. So I mean, they're gonna be in the hunt, but I still just don't think they make it, or they're gonna take that step this year. They lost way too much talent for me to be too confident, at least not yet.
Yeah, I look, I think Boston still has the ability to be a playoff team. Now, I do want to go into a team that's kind of on the other end of things, and let's see if they're legit. The Chicago Blackhawks. Look at that 4 leg. Woof. Brad Marchand. What a guy.
Asshole.
But I do want to talk about the Chicago Blackhawks because they're on the opposite end of the spectrum, right? This is the worst team in the league last year, #1 overall pick, as opposed to Boston, who was one of the best teams in history. Connor Bedard comes in, he's getting points, he's scoring goals. Is this Chicago team going to be more competitive? Are they legit? Do you think that Connor Bedard is one of those generational #1 overall picks that can immediately push Colorado, not necessarily into the playoffs, but some kind of playoff contention?
It's so hard because I've watched actually two of their games. I do think they look more competitive. And they're a really solid team. It's just like maybe ask me that question in 2 weeks. Like,
Well,
I
and
don't
that's
know. It's
look,
just
that's the fun of this. We're
it
asking right
is.
off the bat. You got to see
So
a
no,
very
you know what?
small sample size.
I'm going safe. I'm going. I said it with Boston too. I can't. So no, I'm going to say no. I still.
right.
I'm staying true to where I think they finished. I still think they finished bottom of the division, but Bedard does look like the real deal. He does.
I think I'm a hypocrite, Tom. I don't know. I think just I'm a hypocrite. I
They're
know
going to
just
make the
if I,
playoffs now. They're
no,
going to
no,
win a
no, no,
Stanley
no,
Cup.
no,
Yeah,
no, no, not that. Not that. They'll be
better
middle
than the
tier.
Devils.
They'll be middle tier. All right, anyone's better than the Devils right now with the way they're coming out and playing.
Okay.
But middle tier, I'm gonna say middle tier division. But it just watching them play though, they really do rally around this kid. Like it is crazy. Like everyone around him gets better, and he is a generational talent that he's gonna be for a long time. That makes everyone around him better. You can see that. I know it's 2 games in, small sample size. I get it, but like these are veteran guys around him, and at the same time, they just rally around him and they want to play good just because he's there. He's like, this is the big deal. We gotta play like a big deal. And I just, I feel like they're a team that, I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs or they're going to be top of the division or anything like that. Just still got a long way to go, but they're at least going to show improvements and definitely turn a lot of heads and be one of those like frisky teams that you're going to play this year because they have this kid and they want to show out for him and he's showing out 110%.
I wouldn't be surprised if Chicago looks like the 2018-19 New Jersey Devils with Taylor Hall on the top line with the #1 overall pick, right? I just don't think that the top line, the talent surrounding Bedard is really going to be enough, right? He's got Hall. Yeah, Hall's a solid player, but if he had another good star next to him, now we're talking. Once he has to go up against, like we're going to see I believe it's going to be Thursday night tonight when this episode releases against Colorado, you're going to have to skate with McKinnon and McCarr and Rantanen, these are guys that they're not cakewalks. And, that's going to be the first real test for Bedard. I don't know if he has the talent with him to necessarily propel this team into contention. I think that, yes, they're more competitive. They're not going to be contending for the playoffs this year. But I do want to kind of throw a wrinkle in here, guys. Let's give a bold prediction, right? Short sample size. I want to hear something bold for everyone. I'll start us off. The Arizona Coyotes will have a playoff game at Mullet Arena this year.
They have looked good. I mean, they put that Ranger game. They were pretty impressive. The Devil game, obviously. Yeah. I mean, hey,
They look fast, they look hungry, and I just want to see a playoff game there because it would be unbelievable. Just give all the tickets to Arizona State students and let them
just
do
let
the
them get
rest, because that
rowdy.
would be
Yeah.
unbelievable.
That's a bold prediction, Ben. I don't know if I can go as bold as that.
I love that. I think that's fantastic, Ben. I think that's
Yeah,
an
to
awesome
set the
prediction.
tone.
I got a bold prediction. That's you guys are gonna like, and it might not seem bold to Devils fans because of who he is, but Jack Hughes will win MVP.
Hughes for Hart. Okay.
That's my
think
bold prediction.
We'll take it.
My bold prediction is that Timo Meyer is going to be ending up as a third or fourth liner by the end of the season. That's how
That's
disappointed
soft.
I am.
That's soft, Mike. No, I
That's
need
not
a
soft.
team. No,
You know
I
what?
need
We
a
can't give-
team prediction. I need a player prediction.
Here's my hold on, Ben. I'll give you one more.
Soft.
I'll give you one more since Mike went Devils too. The Rangers will waive Blake Wheeler in for Patrick Kane.
Ooh. Wow, for Patrick Kane.
They save 1.5.
That's bold.
They can clear. I think they'll have if they waive Wheeler
Has he
today,
been
they'll
that
have
bad?
almost 2 million. He barely played. I think he had 9 minutes on the ice against Arizona. It's insane.
Bobby Ouellette making a statement.
Yep, he wants Kane.
All right, Mike. Do you have a real one for us?
Got a real one. All right, then.
Real bold prediction.
I don't even think it's that bold though. I mean, it might be for Tom, but I think I think the Devils finished third in division this year. Is that bold? Can I say that?
He's not being so negative. Can you give a bold prediction
Like, I need, like,
Nico
if
Heischer is
they're,
gonna
like,
finally win
the
What?
Selkie,
The
or
Selkie
like
or something?
some team
Why,
that was a
'cause-
surprise that's gonna make the playoffs, like something.
Detroit,
give me a
right? I think Detroit's
surprise,
gonna make the
Mike.
playoffs.
Saying that the Devils are gonna be a playoff team is not a surprise. Come on, man.
or your $8.5 million perennial 40 goal scorer is going to be a third liner after 3 games. Come on, you're better than
Yeah.
that.
Come on, Mike.
They're horrible, man.
Give me a
bad.
surprise. Tell me a team that's gonna surprise us.
Let me think here. Let me think.
Like, are we getting Detroit back? Is Buffalo gonna get there? Ottawa? Like, what? The San Jose Sharks? Like, come on, man.
I like San Jose. Can I predict them?
Fabian
Come on,
Zetterlund,
man.
20 goal scorer.
No shot. No
I think-
shot.
David Zerlin, the top scorer on his team. Can I say that? The top scorer for the Sharks.
Go for it. Go for it, Mike.
That-
you want
that is-
Fabian Zetterlund, top goal scorer for the Sharks.
The Sharks won the trade. That's my bold prediction.
There you go, Mike. That's a
this
bold
guy.
prediction.
Mute this
That's a
guy.
bold prediction. I'll give you that one.
You said you wanted bold. There you go. I give you bold.
We had to pry it. But all right, we are gonna jump in though to our power rankings. I'm gonna run through our top 10. Unanimous at number 1 was Vegas, Toronto number 2, but not unanimous. The Carolina Hurricanes at 3, Dallas Stars 4, New Jersey Devils 5, the Colorado Avalanche 6, New York Rangers 7, Pittsburgh Penguins 8, the Tampa Bay Lightning 9, and the Boston Bruins 10. Now remember, these are through Sunday's games, so this weekend. Tom, I know I just want to point out the Devils, they're high in my opinion for a team that only has 3 points through 3 games. But Mike and I both had them in the bottom. I think I had them at 7. Mike had them at 6. You guys are the ones, everybody else is who put the Devils up there in the rankings. But give me a team that you guys want to talk about here. I know I'm going to talk about the Colorado Avalanche because I felt some serious disrespect from you guys there.
I'm gonna talk about my team. I don't do that a lot on this pod when we do the power rankings. No, not on the power rankings. I usually stay away.
Well,
usually only when
we
I
spent
get
half
asked.
the episode talking Devils Rangers.
Good point. I'm going to talk about the Rangers because I've been impressed with how these players are buying into Laviolette's system. I thought there was going to be. I thought the beginning of the season would be a lot of periods of games where the Rangers were getting dominated. It's the complete opposite. They lost that game to Columbus. Boone Jenner had a career game, and they were a little sloppy for about 10 minutes. But other than that, they dominated that game. Arizona, there were just spurts of domination. And their first game, they dominated. in my opinion, from pretty much start to finish. And I just think guys like Kreider, Zibanejad, I love the line combinations. Kako and Lafreniere are finally in the top 6 driving offense, which is hard for people to understand, but it's true. You give a player top 6 minutes, they're going to play well. And I've just been impressed for 3 games. I think that because of how fast they're buying in and picking it up, I think my prediction earlier in our pods where we were like, oh, I think the Rangers start slow and maybe pick it up in January, February. I think they might be able to have an early good stretch, right? Like they went on the West Coast trip, maybe get a lot of points out of that trip and really propel their season early. So I'm excited. I'm excited as a Ranger fan.
Hey, what did I say about Loft?
Yeah,
Before the season started,
scored the first goal of the year for the Rangers, and he's just been so much better than
but like
just the
eye
test.
Give him a coach who's actually going to teach him.
Yeah.
Right. You give him a coach who's actually going to work with him and actually give him structure. He's a young guy. Like, yeah, Panarin, Trocheck, you know, those guys, they're able to go out and play free and easy because they have the experience. Loft needs structure.
And dude, they are like they're playing fearless. I mean, Bonino is like just blocking shots everywhere. Lindgren, I think they lead the league already in block shots. In 3 games in, they have like a shit ton of block shots. I think it's in the 30s, which is just crazy already. 3 games in, you know, they're playing hard for their coach already, and that's exciting.
Yeah, I think the first round exit was a wake up. I think anytime you lose to a rival like that in the first round, you come out hungry.
And in our lifetime, you know, you look at when the Rangers get knocked down in the first round and hire a new coach, the last 3 times it's happened, they made the Stanley Cup final. I'm not saying they're going to get there, but I'm just saying they usually do wake up as an organization. It's just history just says that. I mean, it's true.
Just slip that in. All right, Mike, who are you talking about here?
I'm not going to talk about my Devils. I'm not selfish like Tom. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just joking. But I'm going to talk.
I think you've said enough about the Devils already. Thinking Timo Meier's a third liner. I think we're all get the point of if you talked about the Devils, where you think they would be.
Tom, like I said, we're different people, man. I'm just realistic sometimes.
Realistic.
What is it? It was you.
I can't believe you want to bring up the Stanley Cup with the Rangers already, and it's been 2 games. 3 games. No. I can't believe you just said realistic after you uttered the words Timo Meier being a 3rd or 4th liner. Listen, I gave you a statistical fact that when the Rangers get knocked out in the first round, they usually end up in the Stanley Cup final. And I then said, I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm just saying history speaks for itself sometimes.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Mike, remember,
happens.
We did just give Timo Meier 8+ for 8 years. So
I know he's not actually going to be. I understand he's not actually going to be a 3rd or 4th liner. I'm saying he's playing a 3rd or 4th liner. I'm just not impressed so far. But nevertheless,
it's a top 9 for New Jersey, not a top 6.
Fair enough. But I'm going to talk about my Stars because you know how much I love the Stars. I know that at this upcoming weekend, I'm pretty sure they play Philadelphia. They are already 1-0-1. I know it's kind of a small sample size, but we talked about the powerhouse that they are, and I generally see it. And I think they actually edge out Vegas, and it's going to come wire to wire until the end of the year. But with Jake Oettinger in net, and especially the way he's been playing already so far, like I said, I know small sample size. I think they're going to edge out Vegas for the division this year. I just think that they're so good. They really are a powerhouse, and I know Vegas is too. But I'm excited to see that 1-1 matchup, and I just think that they outmatch Vegas just because of the goaltending if Oettinger can stay consistent. So I'm rolling with the Stars as the team I wanted to talk about because they just excite me. Talk about a brothel, Ben. They excite me.
Jesus Christ, Mike.
Is a brothel.
He keeps going back to it. No, look, the Stars are a talented team. This team is strong. You know, they can definitely push over there in the West. I think that, you know, it's going to be Vegas and Dallas are the top 2 seeds. Dallas out of the Central, Vegas out of the Pacific. But the team I'm going to talk about, it's the Colorado Avalanche because this is a team that can still win the Central. They are undefeated so far to start the year. They are still one of the most talented offensive teams in the NHL. Yeah, last year we saw that you either need a strong defensive core or a really good goaltender. They don't really have either. And yes, the offense can only take you so far, but if we're talking about a regular season powerhouse, Colorado is it, and it's because they're just going to be able to score at will. We saw it in the game against New Jersey last year. New Jersey was up like 5-1, and this is last year when they played a very good defensive structure. And Colorado stormed back. This is a team that can score goals in bunches, especially in the regular season, so I'm not exactly too worried about them. As far as the regular season goes, they aren't having that slow start that they had last year. But that is going to do it for us. We are going to wrap things up. I'd like to thank Tom and Mike for joining me this week. Definitely Much better than by myself as I was last week.
Yeah, sorry
Definitely
about dude, I was so
No, hey,
sick last
hey,
week.
no.
Holy,
That
it was
happens.
bad.
I feel
I don't know
bad
if
for
you
anybody who had to listen to it.
I don't know if you listen. Yeah, I don't know if you listen to our TMD podcast, right? Our football
Yeah.
one, man, dude. I don't know how.
Tom was fighting for his life, my guy.
No,
It
dude,
was
it'd be
so
like that
bad.
sometimes. I get it.
Tom
I get
Tom's
it, man.
usually the one who like takes it from the beginning and like brings us
couldn't even
to
do
our
that.
segments, and he cannot do it. I was like, yo, am I actually hosting a show for once? Like,
Hey,
but we got it
you
done.
did good though, Mike. You did good. You made it through. That's how
I
it starts.
appreciate
You
it.
just got to get through one.
That's
But,
it, Ben. Now he's getting the next one now.
Hey.
With me healthy, he's getting the next one.
Exactly.
Maybe
But
we'll get
that
more
is-
views. I'm just joking.
Possible.
I'm
It's
just
possible.
joking. I'm just joking.
But that is going to do it for us here. If you like the show, subscribe, follow us on Twitter or X, as it is now known as Outsider Sports 3. Check out the website at outsidersports.net, and we'll see you next week.